Hey everyone! Today we're going to learn how to crochet a chevron rug stitch. So if you go grab some yarn and grab a hook, let's get started. So to begin, we wrap the yarn around our fingers and we pull our crochet hook through to make a slip knot. And we're going to be chaining in multiples of 3. So make the chain as long or as wide as you want your project to be. And then just make sure you do it in multiples of 3. So count 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 until you get to the desired width of your project. So for this tutorial, I'm just going to make a small chain. See, it's just going to be a really short little chain. So that's going to be the width of our project. Now we're going to chain 1 and we're going to make a single crochet in each stitch of this chain. So I'm going to finish off this row. Alright, so our first row is done. So we're going to chain 1 and we're going to turn our work around. And we're going to make, right here in this first stitch, we're going to start with a single crochet. And then the next stitch, single crochet. And a third single crochet. And now we're going to yarn over twice. And we're going to insert our hook. See this first little stitch right here that's just kind of sticking out right there? That's where we're going to insert our hook. And we're going to finish off our stitch. So yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. So we have finished our triple crochet. Make sure not to go into that stitch that we just stitched in. Go right into the next one after that. So we're not skipping any stitches. Just going right into the next one. We're going to do 3 more single crochets. So here's our third single crochet. And then we yarn over twice. And see where we made our first single crochet? We're just going to go to the row below it. And that's where we're going to insert our hook. So we turn our work a little bit just to make it easier to work. And we make our triple crochet. So then we turn back to where we were at and go to the next stitch. Again, another 3 single crochets. And then we're going to do our triple crochet that crosses over everything. We got 2. Oh no. Okay, 3. Now we yarn over twice. Go to the very first of our single crochets and just go the row below it. And we insert our hook. And we make, if we don't get stuck, we make our triple crochet. So yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, and yarn over, pull through. And I gotta get more yarn. Alright, so we do the same thing again. 3 single crochets. So you've got 1, 2, and there's our third. And then yarn over twice. And insert our hook where our first single crochet is, just the row below it. So you just kind of have to find a space where you can insert your hook through kind of a diagonal angle. Just make sure it's the row below where your first single crochet was of the set of 3. So then we go into our last one. So it's our last set of 3 single crochets. Excellent. So now we yarn over twice and we insert our hook and make a triple crochet. Great, so now we're just going to chain 1, turn our work around, and here it kind of gets a little funky. Alright, so we're going to be skipping this very first stitch. So we go to the second stitch, and we're going to single crochet, and a second single crochet, because we're going to do the 3 single crochets. See, there we go, it's a small stitch, and then we yarn over twice. So now we're going to turn our work over so you can see these little spaces that we made, these little chains from the last row. That's our triple crochets. So we yarn over twice and then we insert our hook at the very top of the stitch. You're going to see that there's a place where it's actually like the stitch. So we're going to go ahead and insert our hook here and we're going to make our triple crochet. We just finished that off. And now we turn our work around again, so we get back to the direction which we're crocheting in. Push down this little triple crochet from the previous row, push that down so you can see. So you're going to skip this first stitch and you're going to go into the next one. So it's again 3 single crochets. So go to the first stitch, single crochet, second stitch, single crochet, and this small little stitch here in single crochet. And then yarn over twice, turn your work around, and get a little more yarn, of course. Let's see, and we're going to do the same thing we did in the last one. So we're going to find that stitch at the beginning of our triple crochet from the last row, and we're just going to make, there we go, wrap our yarn around and finish off our triple crochet. And this is what's going to create that little chevron look. So let's do this again, go back, push our triple crochet down so we can see, skip a stitch, go to the next one, and 3 single crochets. So the reason we're skipping that stitch is because when we make that triple crochet, it creates a 4th stitch. And when we made our chain, it was worked in multiples of 3. So we don't want to make our project wider, which is what we would be doing if we were actually crocheting into that stitch. It's ideally if you have a mat or a rug, it's square or a rectangle. So just be sure to skip that stitch as we're working along. So remember to pull down that triple crochet from that previous row, skip the stitch, we make our 3 single crochets, and then we make our triple crochet. So I'll just go ahead and finish off this row in the same way. So 3 single crochets, a triple crochet, skip a stitch, 3 single crochets, and so forth. Let's see if you can see the chevron pattern forming already. You can see the little ones right here. See our little chevrons forming. It's not too clear. The lighting here is not the greatest in order for you to see it, and I'm using white yarn. So it's not going to be as visible until we have a couple more rows. But looks like I missed the one on this. I finished one of my triple crochet here at the end, so I should go back and fix that. So let's remove that chain we made, and I'll go ahead and just yarn over twice and finish that triple crochet that I didn't make, and actually finish the row. Alright, so to start working the next row, we're just gonna yarn over, make a chain, and we're gonna move this front part right here so you can kind of see. So skip that very first stitch and go into the second one, because that first stitch is from the triple crochet, so it's that extra stitch. So we skip that and we make our first single crochet, our second one, and then we make the third one in this little stitch right before our last triple crochet from the previous row. So we yarn over twice, and we're going to turn our work around and insert it into the tip of that last chevron we just made. The one that I skipped. There we go. So now our diagonal is going to start going the other way. So skip that first stitch and single crochet into the next one, and then our second single crochet, and our last one, and then yarn over twice, turn the work around, and make our triple crochet. And we're just going to keep this up for the rest of the row. So I'll finish off my triple crochet here and show you guys how the triple crochet is looking. So I don't know if you can tell as I'm stitching along where to insert the hook. So it's at the beginning of this triple crochet. See, there's going to be a little space right here. It's a lot easier to see as you're crocheting it than it is to show on camera, but it's there, and that's where you're going to be inserting your triple crochets that we're going to be working this row. That way we can continue to get the chevron look. So we'll just keep working here with our 3 single crochets and our triple crochet for the rest of the row. Let's see if I can show you with another triple crochet. It's here at the beginning, and that's where we insert our hook. So now that we've reached the end here, I'll just finish off the single crochet, because this last single crochet is a little, we're going to insert it here. If you can see that tiny stitch right there, that's where we're going to insert our last single crochet, so that way we have our 3 single crochets. See, like the rest of it, it's kind of coming along. It's looking nice. And then I need to make my last chevron so that I don't forget like I did the previous row. That last one always kind of gets me. So let's go ahead and just make our last triple crochet, because it's always 3 single crochets and a triple crochet. So if you have your single crochets, don't forget that last triple crochet, because I've almost done it twice. So we're going to go ahead and finish that off. And it's kind of looking, I wish you could see it better, but it's looking really nice. It's a really thick stitch too, so you're going to start to feel it as you have a couple of rows already. It gets really, really thick, so it makes for a nice, nice kitchen mat. So again, we're going to skip the very first one, and we're going to go into that second stitch after we've chained one, of course, and we're going to start again with 3 single crochets and our triple crochet. So we've done our 3 singles, we yarn over twice and turn the work around. In that first little stitch right there at the beginning of the chevron, we're going to go ahead and just make our triple crochet. So I'll close that off and turn our work back around so we can keep crocheting in the same direction we need to. So skip that first one. See, it's even bigger than the rest of them because it's the beginning of that extra triple crochet, so that would have been a 4th stitch that we're talking about for our pattern, which is the multiples of 3, so that chain makes it, would have made it multiples of 4. So just be sure to make your to skip that stitch. So I'll finish off our triple crochet here and show you again on this one. So we skip that first stitch, which is kind of big anyway, so you're going to be able to see it. So skip the big stitch and then make your 3 single crochets in the stitch after that. So you make your first one, second one, go to this last stitch. I don't know if you can see, it's a little bit smaller. So 3 single crochets, yarn over twice, and make our triple crochet. So we're just going to keep this up for the rest of the row. Here we have reached the end of this row. Got one last stitch to make here. And our triple crochet, we can't forget that one. So let's finish off our triple crochet. And 3, great. Okay, so now I can kind of pull this out a little more, see if you can see our little chevron right there. And we've got them kind of alternating directions, so it's looking like a zigzag pattern, so it's very nice. So I'm going to go ahead and just crochet several more rows of this to see if you can see the pattern a little bit better. See, the back's looking really nice too. So I'll make a few more rows and show you what it looks like here in just a little bit. So I made a few more rows, and let's see if you can see the little zigzag pattern going. And it's looking, it's a really wide stitch. So I guess you could use it for a blanket if you really wanted to, but it's kind of thick and it makes it not very pliable. So it's just really good for a mat or a rug. Seeing you've got all these cool little lines, and that's where you've been skipping stitches. But it's a really nice stitch. It's really, really thick, like I said. I guess depending on the yarn you use, you might be able to make a blanket out of this. But that's it. So this is the Chevron Rug Stitch. I hope you use it. Let me know if you do. If you have any questions or any comments, leave them down below or shoot me an email. Have a good day and thanks for watching.